out?
7:30 is our flight.
Okay.
The last flight.
Okay. Agenda item number 22, Nevada Board of Wildlife Commissioners Committee assignments. Chairman McBeath, for possible action, the Commission will authorize creation of new committees. Will decide on whether to discharge certain committees, and will authorize the Chairman to appoint members to committees, including non-commissioned members. Maybe we need some more time on this particular item with respect to a number of the committees that we were thinking about. Is there any committees? I think we need to go ahead and make a motion to create a committee to deal with the tracking issues, and we need to get moving on that right away. And so I think we need to do that. Does any commissioner have any, and also what we want to do is we want to, because I had some discussions with Dag, Cassandra, and we looked into the authority of the chairman to make appointments in this whole committee process, and there's really never been anything done in this area, at the commission level. And so anyway, what we decided to do is to include in a motion to authorize the chairman to appoint the members of the committees, including non-commissioned members. And so with that, I'd like to know, other than the creating a new committee for the trapping issue, congested trapping issue, is there any other committees that we'd like to form right now, or possibly wait until we do meet again this summer?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think that we need to consider the Kircher Work Committee.
Okay.
At balance time. And I think if nothing else, considering possibly a letter, I know that we're still working through the committee assignments, but certainly a letter to folks, some of the people that might have been in attendance at this particular meeting regarding a group to work on some bear issues. I'll stop short of saying a bear committee, maybe a work group. I know that any time the commissioners are involved, we're looking at needing to properly notice and things of that nature if we're going to take action. I don't know, that's something we might need to think about. Any committee. I think I would suggest that we at least put the feelers out. I hope that we head down that path where we form a group of interests.
Okay, so trapping committee, bear committee, and I'll already point out that we, it's my understanding, there was never any change to the committee. That we have an existing Wayne E. Kirch Wildlife Conservation Award Judging Committee, and so that committee is already standing. There was never any change on that committee, and so I don't think we need to create it. And if we do, motion for the chairman to appoint members of that committee, then I can go ahead and do that. Okay, so the two new committees at this point in time would be a trapping committee and a bear committee, and so any others? Commissioner Ray.
I think last meeting it was stated that we needed a wildlife damage management committee to possibly meet before this commission meeting to get that plan rolling. And
again, we have a wildlife damage management committee, and so appointments will be made to that, and we'll be looking at scheduling something on that. We can have up with the entire agenda for December. Commissioner Drew?
One potential change that I've kind of kicked around in my own mind, and that would be in regards to the wild horse and the borough committee, or maybe that's not the proper name, but in my opinion, I think that committee could be broadened out to deal with more broad issues on public lands, which obviously affect all our wildlife. So I guess my suggestion would be changing that committee to a more broad public lands committee.
Okay. And so you want to do that now? You want to get going on that?
I don't know that we need to do it immediately.
Yeah, because there's been some discussions about, I've had some requests on some other committees like tag allocation and some others, and we can certainly get to those in December. So I guess the question is if there's something that you'd like to get the ball rolling on immediately, and for a public lands committee, we can certainly do that today.
I don't think that needs to happen today. The other thing that I'll state is I'd be more than willing to help with Commissioner McNinch if we did some in terms of theirs, just to try and put kind of a work group together, maybe look at some adaptive management.
Okay. So I guess what I'm looking for then is, I guess what we need to decide is, and do you want to leave it to me to make, to create the name of the committee? As if you do appoint me as the to appoint the committee members, to maybe to name the committee as well as part of that. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, if I can suggest just going out to public comment and
Okay.
then come back with a motion.
Public comment on this agenda item. It is an action item, so I do have to take public comment. So this is on committees. Any public comment? Mr. Cook.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Bob Cook, Douglas Cap. Were you going to consider anything with Mule Deer, or the Mule Deer Committee?
You know, some discussion has occurred with basically potentially disbanding that committee, but taking its charge and moving it into the Public Lands Committee. In other words, and the same thing with the Feral Horse Committee is that was kind of the game, you know, what we talked about. Had some discussions, suggestions to try to pare things down, and since both of those basically involved.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure it was covered. I was a little confused with the way the
and I think
conversation went with all that.
You bet. Yeah, we'll be coming back in December, I think, on that.
Okay, thank you.
So, okay, with that, does anybody want to make a motion or move to adjourn?
I'll take a shot at it.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I'd make a motion to clean up language, authorize you to appoint and establish new committees on behalf of the commission with immediate establishment of a committee to address trapping issues, committee to address bear issues, and to make appointments to the purchase.
Okay. And actually, they asked for clarification because I'd actually like to start making appointments to all of these committees.
We need to second that before we discuss.
Oh.
Second.
Then I would, and I'll amend my motion to
And also-
establish any committees deemed necessary by the chairman and make appropriate to those.
Okay, and
I'll restate my motion if it's appropriate. To authorize the chairman to establish and appoint new committees and make appropriate appointments to those committees, including appointments, including establishment of a trapping and a trapping committee, a bear committee, and appointments to the purchase.
okay. So just a point of clarification, I've got a number of committees that I could appoint to on this list. Are you giving me authority to appoint
That
all
would
those
be my
committees?
intent, would be to give you authority with these three in particular today.
Okay, and one additional item is that the agenda item mentions appointments to committees including non-commissioned members. There's something in Robert's rules about this, and so we added that. And so I need some clarification. I have the authority to appoint
It would be my intent that you would have the authority to appoint who you deem necessary, including those not on the commission.
Any discussion? Okay, then I'll go ahead and call for a vote on the motion. All in favor of the motion, state aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay, passes unanimously. Okay, agenda item 23, future commission meeting, Director Ken Mayer for possible action. Next commission meeting is currently scheduled for December 2nd and 3rd, 2011 in NDOW, Reno, Nevada. The commission may change the time and meeting location at this time. The commission will review and discuss potential agenda items for that meeting. Director Mayer.
Well, nothing else to add. National holiday of October, November, that's our hunting season. But just kidding aside. But we're all set for the 2nd and the 3rd, and when we get the committee assignments, we'll try to get things started a little bit early so people can have meetings in conjunction with the commission.
Okay. Any discussion on the
Mr. Chairman, if I could ask, in one of the next couple of meetings, if we get an update on the 2006 mule deer management plan, probably be appropriate at the next meeting since we've heard some stuff to that.
You ready? Hold on. We have public comments. Okay.
One item I wanted to.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Thank you, Mr.
I brought this up this morning at Commissioner comments, was that we've gotten a request from Great Basin Water Network to consider a resolution that they had basically drafted for us. I'll be forwarding that on within the week to Suzanne. If I don't, if you don't hear from me, slap me around. And so for consideration of that at the next meeting, I've not had sufficient time to review it at this time, but they were hoping to support them in their efforts.
Okay. Any other comment on that? Okay, moving on to agenda item number 24, public comment period. Persons wishing to speak on items not on the agenda should complete the speaker's card and present it to the recording secretary. Public comment will be limited to 3 minutes. No action can be taken on the by the commission at this time. Any item requiring commission action may be scheduled on a future commission agenda. In addition to this public comment period, public comment limited to 3 minutes per speaker will be allowed at each agenda item, which we've already completed, so we don't have to do that. So, anyway, go ahead and open up public comment. Come on up.
I didn't do a card, but I'll be really quick. I just wanted to remind everybody that the new wildlife plates, according to the latest dates from the DMV, should be available in early October. And the proceeds of those plates support our Conservation Education Division, so please get your plates.
Okay, thank you. Any other public comment? Seeing none, I'll take that motion.
Move to adjourn.
Okay, second? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Adjourned.
Get plugging.